Cardano has been bullish since the beginning of this August after the founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, made an announcement. He is going to announce the day the release of smart contracts is going to be launched. Since then, they have seen Cardano move rapidly from $1.12 it was last month to the price it is right now during the time of this recording at $2.10. That is almost like the price of Cardano doubled. In this video, we're going to take a look at Charles Hoskinson announcement about the release of smart contracts on Cardano blockchain, and we're going to take a look at the roadmap of Cardano, and finally what the future holds for Cardano. And let's take a look at the video.
Nigel, Kevin, welcome, and thank you for joining again. So Nigel, it's been a particularly busy couple of weeks since we last spoke to you on the Cardano 360 show at the end of July. How's it been going?
Well, you're right, Tim. It's been extremely busy, as you might imagine. So we've spun up the Purple network now, and the Purple network is our public network, and our community on there continues to grow. The community's got everything running like they have been doing all the way through since Blue. We've got nodes up and running, people are running stake pools, and they're also testing the smart contract capability via the exercises that we've given them. So it's looking good. What we're doing now is that we're rapidly moving towards our hard fork on the mainnet, and this is what it's all about. This is crunch time. Our engineering teams and test teams are working extremely hard, and we're all working to make sure that all our components are updated, ready for this hard fork. Outside of the actual internal teams, we've got our partners that continue to make progress on their dApps, and they're working towards the point where we can actually give them a Plutus application backend so that they can finish it off and have a fully integrated dApp on our network. And they're making great progress as well.
So thank you, Nigel, for that. And of course, we'll dig a little bit deeper into some of those components and how they sit within the rollout plan in just a moment. Before we do,
if you take a look at the video, you find out after years and years and years, and after waiting for the launch of smart contracts on the Cardano network, it is finally here.
The Purple testnet, which of course is our first public testnet, has been running for a little over a week now. Perhaps you can give us an update on that and maybe just walk us through the progress made so far and where we're going next.
Well, if I bring up a slide, I can start taking you through what the plan is. So as we started with Purple, we've increased the community. We've invited another 300 pioneers. We'll be opening that up next week, and we're aiming that within the Purple phase, we will end up with over 500 community members working on our network and working with our smart contracts. They've got a bunch of exercises, 3 to 5, and we'll extend them. We've actually written them up to 7, so there's even more to be coming soon. What are we doing internally? Well, what's important is that outside of our main node delivery, we have several components that are critical. So the critical components have to be ready first, and we're bringing them up to speed, which includes DB Sync, Cardano Wallet, the Rosetta API, which is used for integration with the exchanges, GraphQL, and Explorer. Now we have actually got 140 different exchanges that have listed ADA on their marketplace, which is a terrific number. As we approach Monday, what we've got to look forward to is we've got our final mainnet candidate release for the node and also for Plutus Core, which is the Plutus interpreter, an update on the cost model, and that together will constitute our release for Alonzo. In addition to that, we also have our dataless release, the main wallet, coming out as well next Monday.
So Nigel, 140 exchanges is pretty incredible, really. But obviously that's another part of this complex web of components and interdependencies and partnerships that needs to be kind of brought along with the rollout. What's being done to bring those exchanges on board?
Well, we're working with the Cardano Foundation team, and they lead the relationships with the exchanges, got them involved with Purple. There's some of them that have actually worked as pioneers as well for us on the other networks too. And what we're trying to do is we'll give them all the components that they integrate to, and then we'll try and get as many on board before we actually do the hard fork for mainnet. We do need the lion's share, because we need a lion's share of the exchanges because it provides us with liquidity before we do the hard fork.
So what's next? What's coming up next week, Nigel?
Well, we talked about the final candidate release of the node and of Plutus. The next stage is we have to integrate those two together, so we've got a full package. And then we can start moving through all our scenarios where we have to run all our QA tests. We have to run several automated testing suites in order to make sure that we've got the required level of quality. As we approach the 23rd of August, we will be getting a bump up for the Cardano wallet. This doesn't change the interfaces that the exchanges work to. It just makes sure that actually we've integrated it to the final mainnet candidate for the node and for Plutus. There isn't any updates that's required to the GraphQL or Explorer or Rosetta because we're not changing the schema for the DB sync. Following from that, the final piece is the dataless wallet, which will be bumped up to the final mainnet candidate following the Cardano wallet release. And then the ultimate point is at this stage, we've got the whole package together and we have to all agree on a go, no-go call, whether we issue that update to the Cardano testnet.
So Nigel, once we've got all these components ready, the next step, I guess, is hard forking the Cardano testnet. Perhaps you can share with us when that's going to happen.
So 3 days before the hard forking the testnet, we do the update proposal. And what we're aiming at is to actually hard fork the Cardano testnet on Wednesday, September the 1st.
So that's obviously a very, very important moment. It's kind of almost the last piece of the puzzle before we can then move towards a mainnet hard fork. But it's also a very critical and important time to do last minute checks and really make sure we're ready. Perhaps you can just talk us through a little bit. Once we've hard forked the testnet, what do we need to do then?
Well, once we've hard forked the testnet, it's about testing it on the testnet, which is a live environment. It's almost like a pre-production environment to mainnet, and we get to see the whole package run in a production environment. And we'll be doing our own tests on there. We'll be inviting others to test on there. And then when we're ready, we will move towards a hard fork for the mainnet.
So, Nigel, this is really about trying to identify those potentially fundamental, potentially catastrophic errors. That's what this is about, isn't it? It's about that stability and that security, but also putting in the foundational code to run smart contracts.
That's right. And it is a testnet, so there's no guarantees. It's a really complex project, and it's a bit like you've said to me before. It's like playing 3D chess. We have components, we've got dependencies, we've got implementations going on, and we've got different testing routines that we've got to perform across the end-to-end stack. This period of stability we'll have in the Cardano testnet is very important to us to make sure that we get the confidence that we're ready to hard fork the mainnet, and we haven't found any potential catastrophic issues. It's also the final step for exchanges to move from purple to actually our pre-production environment where they can test their own setup as well.
So let's share the projected date for the mainnet hard fork when we deploy Plutus capability on Cardano.
Right, Tim. Once we've hard forked the testnet, it gives us this period of stability where we can test it and also our exchanges can test it. As our exchanges are testing it, we'll have our smart contract exercises running on it and our various community members also using it. And then we have to make sure that we're ready, and we'll submit a proposal for our mainnet hard fork, and we will also package it up with our Plutus application backend so that we can have a complete smart contract release ready for people to use, our full smart contract toolbox ready for the Alonzo hard fork. And this is the date that we're aiming at, Monday, September the 12th.
Thank you, Nigel. That's a date that many, many people have been looking forward to hearing. Of course, as much as it's a destination, it's also a beginning.
Oh, that is so lovely. That is so great to listen to the Cardano team talking about how all the series and all the stages that the Cardano hard fork is going to pass through before the hard fork finally happens, before all the smart contract stuffs finally happens. And the launch date for smart contract is on September 12th. Like, that is going to be history. You know, it's going to be a history day for Cardano. It's going to be a history day for Cardano community. It's going to be a history day for the whole thing about smart contracts in Cardano. And this is a good news. It's a wonderful news. This is a great news for Cardano because this is going to see Cardano having more investors, and this is going to possibly see Cardano price go up also in value. When the smart contract era starts on September 12, this is going to see investors investing in smart contracts in Cardano blockchain. The Cardano smart contract is going to help Cardano to go up in value too, because the Cardano smart contract, it will be cheaper to use by investors and it will bring more investors to the Cardano blockchain. And when comparing Cardano smart contracts to Ethereum smart contracts, Cardano smart contracts will be cheaper to use and it will be more greener, but the Ethereum smart contract still uses the proof of work protocol. The Cardano smart contract is going to bring the development of more NFTs in the blockchain, the development of more decentralized apps, and the development of more decentralized finance also. Now we are going to take a look at the roadmap of Cardano. Cardano have moved from different eras to the stages it is right now. Cardano have moved from the Baron era, which is the foundation, the Shelley era, which is the decentralization era, and the Gauguin era, which is the smart contract, which is coming on September 12th. Now I'm going to talk about the Baron era, which is the foundation. Cardano is the third generation blockchain created from the ground up using research, peer review, and a rigorous formal development model. The story began in 2015 with a vision of addressing the three strategic challenges facing all blockchain networks: scalability, interoperability, and sustainability. This is what makes Cardano different from other cryptocurrencies. 2 years, thousands of GitHub commits, and hundreds of hours of study later, the vision of Cardano shipped in September 2017 and the Baron era began. The Shelley era, which is the second era of Cardano, called decentralization. Following on from the Baron era, the Shelley era of Cardano is a period of growth and development for the network. Unlike the Baron era, which began at a single point in time when the mainnet was launched, the transition to Shelley is designed to achieve a smooth, low-risk transition without service interruptions. That should be in my previous video when I spoke about two layers that Cardano has, which is the CSL layer and the CCL layer. The CSL layer being the Cardano settlement layer and the CC layer being the Cardano computing layer. Now we're going to take a look about the Gauguin era, which is the third era smart contracts, which is coming on September 12th in the Cardano blockchain. The Gauguin era, with the integration of smart contracts, the Gauguin era represents a big step forward in capability for the Cardano network. Where the Shelby era decentralizes the core of the system, Gauguin has the ability to build decentralized apps, which is called dApps, on Cardano's solid foundation of peer review research and high assurance development. The smart contract era, which is coming on September 12th in the Cardano blockchain, is going to bring happiness to the Cardano community, and this is going to see Cardano blockchain skyrocket in the future, and it's going to bring more investors to Cardano blockchain, and it's going to help with the development of decentralized apps with NFTs and also with decentralized finance also. The next era that will be coming in the future is the Basho era, which is the scaling era, and the Votary era, which is the governance era. Cardano uses a very beautiful protocol that sees Cardano's blockchain to keep progressing, to keep developing from the foundation era, which was the Baron era, to the era it is now. Let's take a look at the video where Charles Hoskinson spoke about the project Catalyst.
Now, many of you are recognizing that the HFC event is occurring on a Sunday. So we have to trigger the event a few days beforehand. So it's going to be triggered at the end of the week. And then it'll occur on the 12th, which is a Sunday. We're going to have a watching party. I shall be there. And we will kill all those spooky ghosts in this so-called ghost chain. How about that? It's been a long road to get here. Years and years and years of effort. I've really enjoyed it. It's been hard a lot. And the last 90 days in particular have been some of the busiest of my life. We got through it because of you, the community. Each and every one of you fought hard for us, with us. Every day you showed up, you believed in us, and you said a lot of kind words when there were many who were not saying kind things. I think we've been called everything under the sun. A weird cult by a famous investor. Ghost chain, scam coin, shit coin, never deliver, academic project, just a wallet. But you know what? Here today, we showed the entire industry doesn't phase us at all. The dogs bark, but the caravan shall forever move on in one direction. That North Star is getting billions of people who don't have economic identity, their economic identity. I've always believed that if you want to change the world, you have to play a different game than the game the world is playing. So to win the game, you have to change it. And that's what we did. VCs don't take us seriously, so we created our own. And that's bigger and better than most of them. And it's run by you, not them. Governments didn't take us seriously, so we went to the ones that did. And now they do. And we're making amazing progress on digital transformation. Everybody said, why Haskell? Such a language you'll never find developers. Over 3,000 of you in the community showed up. And you decided to join the Plutus Pioneers program. This is just the beginning. Thousands will turn to tens of thousands, turn to hundreds of thousands, and we'll just keep building. Every step of the way, there were challenges that had to be overcome, and there's many more to come, because it's a new ecosystem. But we never gave up, and we never lost momentum. When someone comes into the Cardano family, they're here for life. They don't leave. And that's where our source of strength is from. Just look at the growth of Catalyst. Just look at the growth of all of our social channels. Just look at how many of you have been here for years. And those years will turn to decades. It's a movement. And why is it a movement? It's not a movement based upon an individual or a company or some collection of loose ideals. It's a movement that's much more fundamental and human. It's about liberty and freedom at its core. You see, the things that we build return power to the edges. They put you in charge of your own money. They put you in charge of your own identity. They make sure that you always have a say in how you economically participate with people. And as these systems start rolling into nation states, they'll inevitably be used for voting. They'll inevitably be used for national settlement and clearing. CBDCs of the future, at least one of them will be issued on Cardano at some point. And what does that effectively mean? It means that even the nation states are constrained by the same rules and principles as we are constrained by.
It's so great to really listen to Charles Hoskinson say all these great things, and the sad thing about it is the hatred people had. I personally didn't even know people had such hatred for the Cardano community. It doesn't take anything to just accept what is happening. It doesn't take anything, but hatred will always be there in people's hearts. So in this video, he spoke about the hatred people had for the Cardano community, and the hatred and the stupid things people also said about Cardano in general, about the development of Cardano, about the progress of Cardano. And it feels good to see the happiness side of it, whereby he said something happy about Cardano, because he himself is actually feeling happy about Cardano, feeling happy about the Cardano progress also. And I personally is feeling happy about the Cardano progress, seeing the Cardano moving from the Baron era, which is the foundation era, to the smart contract era, which is the era we are now, that is going to be launched by September 12th, just said by Charles Hoskinson. And this is a great news for the Cardano community. This is a great news for me, and it brings happiness actually in me, seeing Cardano grow like this. Because way back when Cardano was just a cent, people never really believed in dream, and it's good to see Cardano pop up like this from where it is. When you take a look at the chart right now, you find out that last month Cardano went low because all other cryptocurrency in the world also had a dip, was really bearish, and Cardano went from $1.12 to the price it is right now at $2. And Cardano is going to be a very big competitor for Ethereum. For me, if I'm an investor who wants to invest in smart contracts, I'm definitely going for Cardano, because Cardano is low in gas fees. Cardano operability is very fast. Cardano operates fast, and Cardano is very sustainable. It's greener, and it confirms transactions really fast. So Seeing Cardano's transition to where it is right now is what made Cardano to be able to win even a project in Ethiopia. Now I'm going to talk about Cardinal Future. I believe with the way and the progress Cardano is currently making, Cardinal Future is going to be scaling up, and Cardano is going to be the go-to smart contract that most investors would like to go to. With this is going to see the price of Cardano going up in value. The people that bought Cardano when Cardano was less than a cent are already in profit, and I see Cardano going up in value at least up to $5 probably by end of this year or probably by end of next year. With all the projects coming up in Cardano, this is actually going to help the Cardano value to go up. I'll wrap up the video here. Just make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, and make sure you comment for more videos. I always appreciate it. I do appreciate it. I'm going to point it out there. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a guy who loves cryptocurrency, and that is why I talk about cryptocurrency. See you soon on the next topic, and make sure you subscribe and remain blessed out there. See you guys. Bye.